So, you want to start this amazing journey of finally saying goodbye to hypnosis scripts. And these are the three requirements that you need in order to be successful doing that. So, if you are currently saying, oh my God, I fucking hate these scripts, and you're feeling like you're reading a bedtime story, then I get it. I used to feel that way too. Reading this something that I knew would not even work for me, and reading it to a client just felt very disingenuous. And so I get it. We don't want to do that anymore. So you actually want these three things in place before you can successfully do that. The first one is knowing the utilization principle, which is really just simple terms and a very simple concept where you are taking whatever your client is giving you inside the sessions, and you're using that in order for them to receive the breakthrough. And I'll give you a simple example with what that means in a second. But without this, if you don't know how to utilize what your clients give you, then you're always going to be stuck reading the script, right? And so what this means, and this is the first thing that we actually go through inside our hypnotic questioning trainings and our free flowing session trainings. We go through the principle of you ask your client a question, right? With any question, what happens afterwards? An answer, right? Questions lead to answers. If you ask your clients questions, eventually, once you gain that skill and that mastery, your clients will be able to find the actual answer and solution to the problem they've held for decades. And so when you ask a question, the client will inevitably answer. And based on that answer, you are going to formulate your next question, right? From that answer that they gave you, you're going to formulate the next question. Because you've asked that question already, inevitably, your client is going to answer again. And based on your client's answer, you are then going to ask the question based on that answer. So all of your questions are going to be based on the answers your client has given you within the session. Easier said than done. But that is the principle that you need to master, because then your client becomes the script, and you no longer have to download PDF files or read a story to your client that you know is not going to work. But that is the very, very first principle. The second one is very solid therapeutic skills. Now, this doesn't have to be a PhD or master's degree in therapy. Solid therapeutic skills are basic human to human communication skills. This is, again, one of the principles that we teach inside the hypnotic questioning trainings. Having therapeutic skills, which means really in very, very simple terms, your ability to help a client find what used to be unconscious and make it conscious, right? That is a breakthrough. That is a therapeutic effect. What was once unconscious becoming conscious, that blows away problems. So your ability to do that is going to be very helpful. And the second thing is being able to give your clients a choice. This is therapy one-to-one, right? When your client no longer feels that they're stuck and they have no choice with regards to the situation they're in, and you've given them that choice, that is a therapeutic skill that you want to really accomplish. And the third, but very most important and underrated one is listening. Active listening. If you are here, it's because you have done the hypnosis scripts. Those things are actually a disservice to you, because then it has indirectly taught you to not listen to your client and talk at your client. When you read a script, you're not really listening to a client. It's quite the opposite, right? And so you have to then relearn those listening skills, which is really part of the utilization principle, being able to actually listen to not just the words your clients say, but the in-betweens and what they're actually not saying or what they're actually trying to tell you. This is some high level therapeutic work. And this is like really why the hypnotic questioning trainings are so much fun, because this is what I teach. The third thing that you need in order for you to say goodbye to scripts is knowing what information your client gives you is conscious versus unconscious. And so when a client word vomits out information to you, it's going to have both conscious and unconscious information. So you want to know what the juicy details are. You want to know what the language of the unconscious mind is, which is way beyond words. It's not just the words. It's easy to get lost in the words and the stories and the excuses and the conclusions of our clients. It is not so easy, and it takes high therapeutic level work for you to actually discern what information is unconscious. So, based on what you've learned, what are the determining factors of what is unconscious information? What are signs that the unconscious mind is expressing itself, is speaking? What are the signs as to how your client is behaving and answering your questions to let you know that they are giving you unconscious information, the actual detail that you want to focus on in your session. You want to get better at it, because otherwise, if the three that I've mentioned so far aren't there, then it's going to be difficult to say goodbye to uh, those scripts, right? And so this is why all of these three things are trained into the trainings, or ingrained into the trainings. Inside the neuropsych hypnotic questioning trainings, I teach very solid therapeutic skills, the thing that is not focused on inside hypnotherapy trainings, which is crazy. And no, it's not just some basic bitch rapport building. It's actually learning how to break down conflicts, learning how to give clients choice. It is learning how to rapidly make something unconscious conscious. It is learning and practicing over and over the utilization principle of question, answer, answer, question, over and over and over, and helping my students to learn what is conscious information to ignore, which is going to be 95% of the shit that comes out your client's mouth, and focusing on the 5%, which is unconscious information, the detail, the reason why our sessions are so fast and our clients can solve their problem within 20 minutes. And so those are the things that you want to focus on in order for you to finally say goodbye to scripts. Without any of these three, it's going to be very difficult, and it's just going to frustrate everyone involved, right? You don't want that. That's why the trainings are so valuable, and people love signing up for them, because it's a lot of fun, and they finally live the dream of just going into their client sessions, turning on Zoom, and having the best conversations that their clients will remember forever. And the hypnotherapist leaving knowing that the client actually is going to transform once they leave the session.